All right. I like to go to bed early. My wife likes to go to sleep late. I like to wake up early. My wife likes to sleep in. We kind of have completely opposite sleep schedules.
Neither one is
How do
wrong.
we work this out? How do we compromise? How do we come together on this? Because a little bit later, we're going to have a couple friends calling in. That's not their exact issue, but it's kind of related to that. But for now, it's about us, Luz. Sleeping in, waking up early, going to sleep early. You give me a hard time. You sleep in. Sometimes I'll give you a hard time.
Ding, ding, ding,
How
ding,
do
ding.
how do we get better at this? How do we work together to compromise? Are we doing the best that we can? What do we do? Whose side are you on?
Okay.
How do you guys sleep? Tell us how you sleep.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not going to name parties, but someone in this room projects a lot of judgment that staying up late and sleeping well into the morning is the lesser correct way to live your life.
Well, can I counter argue with that? It's
Sure.
when there's things to do with children. There's nothing to do with the kids from those late hours from, say, 9 till midnight.
Right.
But those early morning hours from, say, 5:30 till 8, there's plenty to do with the kids.
Yeah, and that's your time with your children that I birthed vaginally for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're welcome.
You're welcome.
And my little pocket of time is from pickup until 5 or 6 when you get home.
And then I'm with them in the evenings as well.
And then we kind of duel. We
So-
we go back and forth like hot potato. You take the kids, you take the kids, you take the kids.
So
I know, you know what we're really good at, you guys? I'm going to tell you a little something
What are we
about
good at?
Tommy and I. We're really, really, really good at pointing out what we do
Heyo.
in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not so good about pointing out what the other person does
I didn't
in the
know
relationship.
this one was going to get this deep right away.
Yeah,
I thought it was
this
just
is-
about
This is
sleep. You're throwing daggers out here.
No,
I'm catching daggers. I'm throwing daggers.
There's no daggers to be
the
had.
daggers are all over the place.
There's no daggers to be had. This is an honest conversation. We
Yeah.
are both very good at knowing how much we put into our role as a parent,
Right.
and we're not really good at pointing out that the other person puts in
Mm-hmm.
as a parent. So I, for one, enjoy. Well, it's not even that I enjoy it, because there are nights that I've been exhausted that I have gone to bed at 8:30 p.m. and my mind doesn't shut off. It will not go to sleep, nap or no nap, until midnight. It just my brain does not shut off until late, 11:30, 12 p.m.
Yep.
no matter what. And I have a really hard time getting out of bed in the morning. I'm super tired. I don't drink coffee. So it takes me a little bit longer to wake up than I feel like the coffee drinkers of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you're like Mr. Morning Guy. You love your morning routine.
Morning time is the
Yeah.
best. It's setting the day with the right tone. It's living.
But that
on your
implies that not waking up early doesn't set the day.
Well, you
on the
missed
right
the
tone.
whole. You missed the whole.
Well, you missed
tone.
the whole evening tone.
Well, that's just a couple TV shows.
Incorrect.
That's what. So.
You guys, this is
Now
like a hot button topic.
But
Look at him pointing at me.
But
If
you
you were-
wish that I stayed up later and then slept later, or what do you wish? If you had one wish, if you had one sleep wish, for me, what would it be?
On the weekends, I don't mind you waking up early during the week, because I know that's your time to get stuff done. But I wish, since you're asking for my wish, I wish that the weekends looked more like they did when we were dating, which was, and I get it, we have kids now. I totally get it.
Right.
But I've also seen our kids totally capable of making themselves breakfast, putting a TV show on.
Well, let's talk about their breakfast. That's a whole nother episode.
Well,
yeah, they can
but
can get themselves crackers and eat crackers.
This is my wish.
Yes.
A-
But then
am
it,
I-
but
wait,
then it went
wait,
into
you just
it's
you
your
just-
wish.
you just
But-
stomped off
but
my
then
wish.
it went into the kids
I thought it was my
breakfast.
wish.
Your wish?
Do you want me to finish my wish
Finish
or no?
your wish.
My wish is that on the weekends, every once in a while, you can turn it off and not be Tommy Workaholic and Mr. Schedule and just lay in bed and hold your bride.
But the kids are still up at 6, so someone is still getting up to do all the things.
Yes and no, because you've gone out of town and I've been able to kind of lay in bed and they come in and they check on me and they turn the TV on if they need my phone for Netflix.
Yeah.
They get that. They make themselves cereal and we survive. Believe it or not.
Oh, I know you survive.
We survive.
I know you survive. But they don't make themselves. They get crackers. They get snacks. They have pretzels. They have.
I can get up. I can get what necessary breakfast items are needed.
Yeah.
Put a couple waffles in the toaster and then go back and lay back down.
Yeah.
Like letting the dogs out. Obviously, I get up, I let the dogs out. But then I go and I lay back down to bed and we all survive and it's a beautiful thing.
I'm sure you do.
And when we dated, you and I, like, we cuddled all morning long, like well into like noon.
Yep.
Without any food. We just loved each other.
Right. Right.
And at some point in life, you preferred 4 a.m. to loving me.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, not that. That's not fair. So, okay. Yeah, I get it.
Don't stop my wish.
Don't stop
you asked
your wish.
me for my wish.
Yep.
That was my wish.
Yeah, that's your wish.
I don't even want to ask you what your wish is because I don't want to hear it.
For me, it's just
I didn't ask
so
you.
Busy in the morning,
don't.
And we have to drag you out of bed to help get them off to school. I just need the assist.
Yeah.
Because there's lunches, there's all that stuff.
You're such a great hands-on dad. You're doing such a great job.
Yeah.
I just hate to come in between that.
We want you as part of that.
I brush hair. I brush the hair. I get some ice waters made.
Yeah.
Make sure the kids are dressed like not homeless
and
people.
You told my daughter. You told me today. Did you see the size of our daughter's dress? And I said,
yeah, because he sent her.
It looked fine. She put her own dress on. You didn't change her.
No, but
neither did I.
No.
So we're equally guilty.
When you send her off to preschool, it is very apparent the days that I do not assist.
You could have assisted.
I could have assisted.
But you passed.
All
right. We're going to play one. This is a little message from Rubin and Alicia.
Hey, guys. This is Rubin.
And Alicia.
And we are coming in and tell you guys about a silly fight that we have. Alicia thinks that I'm silly for this. I'm very serious about it. My wife is a habitual snooze button hitter.
Yes, I am.
Habitual. So
I admit it.
So so if you have to be up at 7 o'clock, what time do you set your alarm for?
Well, the first alarm is at 6:30.
Right, and then you proceed to hit it every 3 minutes.
Yep.
For the next half hour.
I just have a very hard time waking up. It's actually not the same alarm. It's actually 3 different alarms.
I know that, but I work so much. The few times that I get to sleep in, I can't sleep in. Anyway, that is the gist. We're not going to get into it now. But that is pretty much the gist.
Well, one thing that you don't know about it, when I have to wake up at 6:45, I do set my alarm for 6:30. And there's 3 alarms, and each alarm has a different label on it. A little message to myself of why it's so important to wake up. Hold on one second. My first alarm message is, you have 7 minutes to wrap up that dream. The second alarm says, get up in capital letters. And then the last one says, you'll be sorry. And that's usually the one that wakes me up.
Yeah, well, I'm mad at all 3 of them. All right, so that's what we argue about.
All right, so that's Rubin and Alicia.
I am
a start?
habitual snoozer. I am all Team Alicia all day, every day. what I mentioned earlier, I really struggle getting up in the morning. Like my body literally, it feels like a ton of bricks, and it's heavy, it's slow moving, it's groggy, it's just pure exhaustion. I can't even describe it. And I'm so convinced you don't feel this way, because if there was any way that you felt this tired when I try to wake up, you'd feel a lot more sorry for me.
Well, no, there's nothing. There's nothing to feel bad for you about that right now.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and you do snoozes too.
I do snooze.
Though.
Yeah, this is a tricky one for me. So I do the snooze a lot, and I do it early. So I could understand why someone would be upset with me for snoozing at 3:55 a.m., at 4 a.m., at 4:05 a.m. But I'm pretty sure we both kind of sleep through it. You do.
Not every time.
I've never really heard a complaint from you about that.
No, but there are definitely times that I wake up to it, but I'm able to go back to sleep.
Yeah, so I snooze to that. I'm definitely guilty of the snooze because the first one doesn't wake me up.
I don't know how anyone can wake up from one alarm.
I guess it's too easy to turn off, I guess, on the phone. You tap something and then it's off. I think we're all used to it with your phone. You tap it and then it turns off.
Yeah.
If it was a really loud alarm and you knew it was only, I think we take advantage of the snooze. I think if there was no snooze, we would know we have to get up when we get up, and we would get up. But I think we become lenient on the snooze.
Interesting. Like if we're like going out of town and we have a flight to catch, there's 5 or 6 snoozes.
Yeah.
That I set. Not snoozes. There's 5 or 6 alarms
right.
that I set.
And then, for a flight, we'll set one on my phone. We'll set one on your phone. Worst case scenario.
Right.
The phone stopped working. Do we have a real alarm? I guess we haven't used a real alarm in a while.
I have an alarm clock, but no, we usually do our phone. But what I try to do, if I really have to get out of bed, is I put my phone on the other end of the room. So I have to
go over there.
See,
that's good. Yeah, it's too easy to turn it off. Yeah.
But I usually get up, turn it off, and go back in bed.
So we got to find out what time Alicia's setting this thing. Who goes to work first? He does. So Rubin does similar. He goes later, I think, because he goes similar to me.
Well, it sounds like he goes to bed later.
Yeah.
He works later at night, so
Yeah.
He wants to sleep in and not hear 3 or 4 alarms.
That's what I gathered. Did they say what time they were? Did
That's
they say it was
gathered.
like 6:30 or something? Or
she said 7, 6:45 or 7.
Okay. And why aren't the kids waking them up? Why aren't? I think they have young kids.
Well, I don't think every child is like ours that wake up at 5:36.
Yeah. Well.
They get that from you.
Let's find out.
Oh.
Hey-oh. All right. We're calling up Rubin and Alicia.
Hello, hello.
Y'all, let me tell you something. I am a habitual snoozer. I am Team Alicia 100. 100%. Thank you. Oh, I can't. If there is a time that I have to get up, there's at least 4 to 5 alarms set, because there is no. I'm actually shocked by people that can get up at one alarm, like one time shot. Like that's
it's good that you double upset, because I don't use an alarm at all.
And you just get up. Like, does your body like wake up at the same time every day?
Every day.
Yeah. And what time is that?
Usually about 5:30.
Wow. So he gets up early.
I'm a military brat, so yes. I've always kind of gotten up early. And then I went and fell in love with a hippie that loves to sleep as long as possible.
Same.
This is sounding like us, Luce.
Yes.
Well, I'm not a military brat, but I can tell you I do what Rubin does these days, as we're both hyping up audiences. And, dude, I'm a 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I've switched to 5 a.m. recently. I was a 4 a.m. for years, only because I found myself too tired driving in the car sometimes, and that's not safe.
No.
So I switched it to 5 a.m., and now I'm great.
Yeah.
And it seems like I'm sleeping all day.
I honestly wish I could sleep in longer. And Alicia actually kind of knows this, is that the only time I sleep in is if I've had a major gig where I've been out 3 o'clock in the morning, or if I'm sick.
If he's sick, yeah.
Right.
That's the only time.
I want my Simon.
Oh, buddy.
I want the green car.
Okay. Get
All right.
5 minutes.
Yes.
Go get it, okay? Go get in bed.
All right. Sorry about that. We have a
Listen,
4-year-old who,
you're talking to Life of Mom and Life of Dad. We get it. Nobody gets it more than we get it. Yes.
So I have a question for Alicia. So Alicia, and we listened to. Thanks for sending in the tape and all that. So do you have different? I know you have different like names of alarms. Are they different sounds? Do they get more aggressive as the morning goes on?
The last sound is just different from the rest. There's not really any reason why it's the one I chose, but it's different from the rest. So that's the one I look at my alarm and it says, you're going to be sorry. and it's a different sound and it just clicks in me. Oh my gosh, I have to get up right now or it's going to be a mess.
Now, the reason she has to have different sounds for these alarms, though, is because it was the same alarm for years. And that noise now drives me to insanity. So if she doesn't switch it up, I'm just in bed staring at the ceiling in a rage. I just want to sleep.
And I try to be considerate. I mean, if the first alarm goes off and I turn around and see he's not in the bed, then I don't worry about it. And that's usually what happens now. He just said he wakes up 5 a.m. all the time.
Right.
But if he's in the bed, I try to make a conscious effort to not let it go as long as it does. But I just cannot wake up on that first alarm. I can't.
Ugh.
Same girl. I was telling Tommy, I am just a night owl. Tommy's an early bird, and I can be so exhausted. I can go to bed at 8:30 p.m. and my body will not shut off. I will not be able to fall asleep till 11:30 or 12. So I'm usually up. I'm doing my planning for the following day, all that stuff, and that's my quiet time, right? So from 8 p.m. to midnight, that's when I'm scheduling content, whatever it is that I have to do. Whereas Tommy wakes up at 4 or 5 in the morning, and that's his time to get stuff done and his quiet time and all that. But ain't no way. I can't. I'm in like a vegetative state. Like I can't. It feels like someone's holding me down. I physically have and I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Because I feel like coffee drinkers tend to be like more morning people, but that might just be a stereotype. Alicia, are you a coffee drinker?
I'm a coffee drinker at 11 a.m. when I wake up.
Okay. See?
Wait, and where are the kids? No one's waking you up at no one. There's
No,
kids waking
I'm
up at 7.
exaggerating.
No, I
Oh,
know.
no.
I know that. But
No, all right.
you would
So
sleep
we
that
have
late
this
if you
deal.
could, though.
Absolutely.
Well,
Oh, yes.
Well, Tom, you understand. We have a weird life, so you kind of have to. You work when you work, and then your schedule is weird, right? So
Yeah.
I've made it a point so that when I have the occasional day off, I make sure the boys don't wake her up. You know what I mean? I'll go and I will. We're watching cartoons. I'm making breakfast, whatever. Now, if I do that, it's an 11 a.m. wake up. Easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, it's so rare when that happens. I want to take advantage of it and enjoy it.
1,000%, as you should. We go, if Tommy and we go to Vegas maybe twice, if we're lucky, a year, maybe once a year. And when we go, I sleep in, I take 2 to 3 hour naps a few hours later. It is so glorious. Like he wants to run the strip and be out and about. All I want to do is just stay in bed and absorb and hibernate as, collect all those sleeping hours.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Absolutely.
So before you guys jumped on, we had a little, we'll call it a scuffle loose, all right?
Yeah,
we had a little scuffle.
It was a
where,
little intense.
Because we were just talking about our sleep patterns, exactly that, right? So I go to sleep early. So Rubin, tell me if you're like me. If you're not working late, are you crashing early because you're waking up
No.
at 5:30 or no?
No, brother, and this is the weird part about me, is I stay up late. I am an 11, 12 o'clocker, easy, but I still will wake up at 5. It's
Hey.
it's no matter what happens, if the sun just so happens to slap my face, I have to be awake. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Why? I get that. I mean, because I feel like if I slept till 11 one day, I would feel like I missed a week of life. Like I would feel like I missed everything.
He's so dramatic, you guys.
No,
I can't.
it's true. I I missed, but there must have been a kid's birthday in there. What could I have gotten done if I was up from 5 until 11?
Yeah, but sometimes it's okay to just not do something every minute of every day.
Is
Like, he
it?
can't shut it off. Like, because he does the Life of Dad bit, right? Like, on the weekends, and I'm doing it too with Life of Mom, but sometimes you just have to shut it off. Like, he asked me what my dream was, and I said going back to what we were like when we were dating, where, like, on the weekends we just stay in all morning and cuddle. Now there's no chance.
Well, and then my dream was, now that we are parents of 3 kids, to have a little assist in the AM as we get these kids ready for school instead of just being.
You're doing such a good job.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Hey, Tom, I'm on the same page with you, brother. I flew in from a gig yesterday morning, and I took the first flight out. Oh, there they go. Oh, sorry.
Oh, the kids
We
are not
took the first flight out. I took the first flight out so that I could be home with the family for one of my rare days off. And I got home, said hi to the kids. We were watching, I believe, Toy Story on the TV, and I passed out on the couch for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I felt like a degenerate. Like I did not, because I was so mad at myself because I was like, what could I have done in those 3 hours? I could have been hustling.
Right.
I could have fixed the house. I could have power washed the driveway. I could have done something.
Gotta rest, baby.
Well, I think both of our wives need to thank us right now for taking early flights back when we're out of town, right?
On,
so I'm ready for a thank you because
Oh.
I was out of town for a charity event a couple weeks ago. I was in Denver, but I was at the airport at I think 6:45 a.m. in Denver on Sunday morning. The event was Saturday night, so I could be at my son's baseball game that morning, and I think I made him breakfast that morning. So where's the thank you?
Oh, you want to?
All right, you know what?
Yeah, this is gonna go slippery slope. I won't even comment.
Tom, I'm going to be on her side right now.
Yes.
Listen,
Did I
we
just
take the early flight out because we want to get back to y'all.
Yes.
The reality is we are bored in this hotel room. We are by ourselves. There is nothing for us to do. I'm not in the bar. I don't feel like talking to nobody. I do it for a living. We're trying to get home. Listen, brother, I want to be on your side, but I can't stand by the line.
Ruben, come to the other side, Ruben. Come to the other side. No, I think it's great. Honestly, I think it's good to have a little bit of mix. You know, what if we were both night owls and couldn't get up in the morning and we're both miserable? Like, you show up in the morning with good energy. I show up in the afternoon with good energy at pickup. You know, so I feel like it's a give and take.
I like
But
it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think I mentioned that before, but I'm a night owl as well, and that's why it's such a hard time waking up. But that's my time. The kids are in bed, and I finally have time to myself, so I'm going to take that.
And it's sanity. It's sanity for us, especially when you're home all day with them. It's important. But I will tell you, there have been scientific studies, and I know I never quote the source, so he never believes me. But I will find it. I will find this article that states that women need more sleep than men.
Oh,
Like,
we doing this?
Yeah, like I think men.
this is what we're
No. Hold on. I'm gonna
It
find
makes
this.
sense to me.
I'm going to find this, and it's going to be included in the comments of this.
To preface that,
episode.
she also, the last episode was about pets, and there was also a scientific study that said dog owners live 7 years longer. So I want to see the details on that
Well,
too.
maybe I'm a scientist.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a
we go.
scientist.
I'm just going to die then because I'm allergic to all pets.
Oh.
Only animal we're allowed to have in this house is maybe an iguana. We are out of the pet business. Okay?
Well, they also say every step you take adds 7 seconds to your life. See all my
Who are these scientists?
They also say every step you take and every move you make.
I'll be watching you.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to tell you what they say.
I know. I am going to find the article that I swear though, for real, like women need more sleep than men. It's like it's out there.
That's okay. Yeah, I can accept that. That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I can't say nothing. Alicia kind of lets me do what I do. I have a weird life and a weird schedule, and while I hate the alarms so very, very much, it is a small price to pay for her to put up with the fact that I'm not home a lot. So I as much as it does drive me insane, and I really, really wish she could cut it down to maybe, can we do like 2 alarms and not 5? If we could just cut it down, maybe I feel better about it.
Maybe I should put the alarm on the other side of the room.
Oh, because you ain't going to get up and get it. I'm going to have to get up and get it.
Babe, can you go shut it off? Can you go, Rubin, go shut it off?
That's what's going to happen. He's going to wake up a 4-year-old now. He'll awake now. Everybody awake.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking earlier. I think the snooze is too easy, right? Especially on the iPhone or whatever, right? It's like one tap, one button, then it's snooze, right? It's too easy to snooze.
Yeah.
And then we just become reliant on it, and you just hit snooze again. And I do it in the morning. So and by the way, like even though I wake up at 4:30 or 5, I still do set my alarm. Thank you, Lucy, for not having. It doesn't bother her that much. I think she's pretty restful that time in the morning. Many people would be very upset with me for having an alarm on at 5 a.m. or whatever when I'm not leaving the house till noon. By the way, but that's just that's just how it goes.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm
such a wonderful wife.
Yeah.
For not getting mad at you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
See how good you
thank
have
you.
it.
Did I get a thank you for that early flight yet, or no?
No.
Okay,
No.
Now, Tom, before I get off this podcast, I have to say this. Number one, you don't know this, but you were my first technical pre-warm-up. And my wife actually drove you around while you were doing your warm-up in Orlando. You don't know this, but that's the true statement.
Got it. I think actually you might have told. So no, all right. So yeah. So the Ellen show. No. So the Ellen show was in Orlando, and then you said you were in with like there was like a side. The audience was in another building before they came to see us, right?
They held the audience in one of the nightclubs that they had at Orlando at Universal Studios, and so I was the guy in the room in there. Awesome. I didn't know who you were, honestly. And then my wife kept talking about Tom. Oh, Ruby, you should be Tom. He's a funny guy. Tom, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was jealous of you for a hot minute, but but yeah, she was the one that took care of you guys while you guys were living.
No, really,
that's amazing.
All I did, I drove you, Tom, from the DoubleTree Hotel to Universal in the big van. I don't know if you remember that at all.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, thanks for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm assuming there were others in the car, too?
Wait a minute. Was I and the baby in it? Or was that the year that...
So there was one trip, Lucy came out, so that was... Well, Barbara,
our
oldest, is 9 now.
It was the Portofino Hotel.
Yeah. Okay, so the DoubleTree... Oh, it was off campus, kind of. That's not a Disney property, I guess, right? The DoubleTree, it was a little further away.
No, Universal.
It was DoubleTree across from
Universal. Right. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that we could connect again, Alicia. Thanks for the safe drive. That was a very smooth trip.
Went from there to here.
Yeah.
It's because she was able to sleep in and hit snooze a couple extra times.
Oh, no.
So
what is that? Yeah.
She had a well-rested night.
Yeah.
She was able to drive you to and fro because she was able to sleep and get those extra 7 to 9 minutes at a time.
Well, I'm gonna give her a thank you now. I'm still waiting on Lucy's thank you for that early flight. But thank you, Alicia, for driving me safely that day after a well-rested night. Hopefully,
you actually weren't safe because I'm not really a good driver.
Nope.
That's amazing. Wait, so Rubin, were you based out of Orlando at the time?
Yeah. Me and Alicia, we're from Orlando. That's where we met. Technically, the story is Alicia and I both met because we were both Woody Woodpecker at Universal Studios.
Stop.
So we were working. Yeah. So we were working at.
That's amazing.
We were working. I was emceeing and DJing and yada 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 before I even knew what a warm up guy was. And we were based out of Orlando.
Yeah. Oh my God, are you currently still based out of Orlando?
No. After the first year of Family Feud, Steve moved all the shows elsewhere, and so I kind of followed him around the country for a while. But now I'm here in LA with everybody else trying to make this rat race happen.
Yeah, well, this audience warm-up, man, like I never knew about it until I met Tommy, but it's such a niche kind of profession, and I feel like it's
a great gig.
It's the best kept secret.
Yeah.
Because
it is the best kept secret. Everybody, it is very coveted, as Tom, he'll tell you. And then everybody thinks it's easy until they have to do it.
Absolutely.
And then when, something goes wrong and you have 30 minutes to just kind of figure it out, and you have that cool drop of sweat rolling down your back trying to figure out what you're going to do next, it's whatever. But you need to know that your husband is a legend out here. Everybody knows him.
Aww.
And anytime anybody says anything about him, it's always positive. So just know that your husband's dope. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah. Team Tom is what I'm trying to tell you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and likewise. Like Rubin is, and again, Alicia, thank you for the ride. But Rubin is crushing it out here. And, the number of shows he's doing is astounding. So, yeah, man. And likewise. And Dirk and all the other guys always say that you're the best guy, So that when you have other crew guys saying that, that's the truth. And I'm happy to. We've hung out a couple of times now, I think, right? Twice, maybe? Once,
yeah,
twice?
man. You've hooked me up. You've done me solid, and I appreciate you. I just want to put. I know that's not even part of your podcast. I just wanted to say that before I got off this.
I love it. I love hearing that, and that's really nice of you to say. And honestly, just from the minute recording and talking to you guys now, I can feel the energy and vibe, and I'm not surprised at all that you have a very successful career in audience warm-up because you have that intoxicating personality that just kind of draws you in and keeps you pepped up. You should actually, Rubin, warm up your wife every morning. Instead of no, wait, whoa. No. Hold on. It's not.
We only want 2 children.
It's not that kind of podcast. Hold on. What I meant was instead of her every, her 3 to 5 minute alarms, you should just be like the one being like, you're going to be sorry. You're going to be sorry. And like, you can like.
Okay. No. Okay. All right. So you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you for bringing that up.
She
got mad at me because she slept through her alarm. I'm upstairs, good ready to go to work to take care of my family, and she was mad because I didn't know she was not awake. I had no idea. But you had slept through the alarm.
Okay, so my final alarm was at 7 a.m. But it was close. It was about 7:30 when I woke up, realized, oh my God, the alarm didn't go off. And then I didn't mean to get on you.
You got on me.
Hold on.
I never got. Go ahead.
I am with Alicia on this. You are already up for the day. Tommy knows darn well I've got my alarm set, but if he knows I got to be up at a certain time, he is my human alarm that has to come back in. And I mean, you've had to wake me up after I've snoozed every last.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's unacceptable. It's fine that you slept in, and I'm sorry, Rubin, to wake you up that day. But if someone sleeps late and then gets on you about everyone rushing out the door, that's what I can't handle. If the rest of us been up for 3 or 4 hours just hanging out, and then you're up at 8, and we have to be out by 8:30, and then suddenly we're stressed, like that's on you. That's a very detailed implication. That's right.
It seems like you're trying to imply like this happened in your real life or something.
I'm trying to think of the scenario.
It's not even a rhetorical.
Let's think of I don't know. What's
like getting off to mass.
Yeah, probably a Sunday mass thing, right? When we're all, it all comes back to mass, right?
Rubin and Alicia do not have to go through this torture of us going piece by piece of all of these passive-aggressive implications you are giving.
You guys got to come to our next live show. We would love to kind of incorporate you in some way.
Oh, yes.
And, brother, I feel like a jerk. I literally put it in our calendar. My son scratched his darn cornea, and we ended up staying home. man, we wanted to go so bad. I listen. Real talk. You saw it. I texted when you hit me up and said, "Hey, man, I'm doing this show," and I sent you back a message just saying it's already in my calendar because I really wanted to go.
Yeah.
So yes, please. Everybody who was there, who's gotten back to me and said it was dope, and I would love to see you guys, man. So yes,
Please.
we're absolutely. If you guys ever do that again, we will be there with bells on. Probably very quiet bells, not to disturb the show, but we will be there.
I've just got to convince my wife on the next date, so we're trying to figure that out right now.
Wait a minute. But how is your son now? Because those scratch
He's
corneas,
good.
that's not anything to mess around with. I've had some scratched.
It really isn't, but my is my oldest, and he's a little warrior. So you know what I mean. He had to wear an eye patch, and it was difficult for the weekend. And Alicia opted to stay home, and I was like, I can't leave her home.
You know what?
One kid was having asthma problems. The other kid had a scratched cornea, and I was like, I can't.
Reuben, we get it. You don't even have to explain it. We're parents. We know things come up. You can your best laid plans, and life happens. So by all means, we understand, and we appreciate you just the enthusiasm and support. So
totally.
thank
you for that.
Hey, listen. On behalf of Alicia and myself, thank you so much for letting us do this. We think y'all are dope, and thank you.
Thanks, and Alicia, you head to bed, Alicia. We gotta start counting hours right now, right?
Oh.
Even if I went to bed.
No, exactly. I could go to bed.
At 9 p.m.
Yeah, I'd still wake up the next day and still be tired at that time frame. It just
Y'all are insane.
Don't listen to him, Alicia. He doesn't. I don't.
Thanks, guys. Awesome to talk to you.
Yes.
You as well. Have a great night.
All right. Bye-bye.
You guys too. Good night.
Good night.
All right. That was Alicia, and that was.
I didn't realize how much sleep would get us fired up. Like we're worked up.
We're going. Yeah.
I could.
Let's get it.
Yeah. I feel like this could actually turn into a legit couples counseling session. We
sleep
could
alone.
We could bring this
We've
to a
got to
therapist.
do a sleep one in our live show. We got to figure out how we're gonna tackle that.
We're trying to keep the live show positive.
Yeah.
And I don't think
we can go positive with it. Well, thank you so much to Rubin and Alicia for joining us.
Yes,
and we're gonna put the vote out online. What's the vote gonna be on this one? We'll figure that out.
Alicia all the way.
Alicia's just gonna win. Yeah, I mean because he's it's only once or twice a week. It sounds like when he's even in bed when the alarm's going off.
Well,
right?
I think you need to generalize it so that it's more of a kind of relatable. So it's more of a should your spouse be able to hit unlimited
snooze
amounts of
so
snooze?
Many times, yeah.
Because with it, I feel like every couple has that one person that I live off of my snooze.
Yeah,
so.
I'm guilty of it too. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. We will see you next time on the Mom versus Dad show. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.